वनक्कम, मैं हैदर अली सैयद आशीर्वाद से यूनाइटेड अंडर तमिल सेवा.
Is it shriek to stand behind the priests? Come, let's understand whether standing behind one's religious organization, priests, comes under shriek. What is shriek? Shark, in Arabic, means association. Associating something with God. Associating priests in prayer when you are in your mosque, church, or temple and you stand behind your rabbis, pujari, pastors, brahmins, moulana, alim, and hafiz, in the hope that those priests would connect you with God. Does God have a partner in the form of priests? Are your priests in a contract of partnership with God? So when you visit the temple, church, or mosque and you stand behind the priests, is it not like associating partners with God? The question comes, when was this concept of priests or Brahmins introduced among mankind, and by whom? The priestly class group came into being around the Vedic age, dating back to 1500 BC to 600 BC. The concept of priests emerged in Iran. 1500 BC, the Vedic period began in India after the collapse of the Indus Valley civilization. Wait, why should I take you back in time through mythology? Let's understand how the priestly class emerged around 1500 BC based on real-life events. Let's go back to the timeline of Hammurabi. Well, instead of going into the mythology of the Vedic age, let's go back in time during the timeline of Hammurabi. In 1762 BCE, Hammurabi conquered and sacked the Mari kingdom. Remember when Hammurabi introduced the idea of a cosmopolitan city in the region of Mesopotamia. This idea came from the Mediterranean region to the Mesopotamia region, and now it's in South India under the label of Dravidian ideology. This idea of a cosmopolitan city goes against the traditional way of life of the ancient people of Kumari. Ancient culture tells us about the concept of brotherhood among kinship clan tribes through their respective Kuldevam. The idea of cosmopolitan is that people of different race tribes live together in a cosmopolitan city as friends. Remember, in the social structure of the Sumerian Babylonian Empire, there were 3 varna or professions. Nowhere in that varna or profession were there Brahmins or priests who acted as a door to reaching God. Remember that around 3000 BC, some barbaric people from the bloodline of Cain settled on the Iranian plateau. Those people were civilized by the native people. Remember, God sent 2 angels into the city of Babel to teach humans magic. Some of the Caucasian settlers learned magic. Later, these tantrics became a part of the Kuldevam of Marduk alias Noah alias Murugan in the city of Babel. Under the concept of Mitra friends, many traditional concepts were sidelined and new cultures were introduced among the friends living in cosmopolitan cities under the Mitraism concept. Human sacrifice at the Kuldevam of Marduk, alias Noah, alias Murugan, was introduced there by the Tantrics, who claim to have achieved divinity. Tantrics were present in the city of Babel. Still today, Iraq holds the title of City of Magic or Tantrism. Tantric, as a priest, becomes a part of the social structure under the Jewish syndicate. Around 550 BC, after the defeat of the Babylonian Empire by the Persian Empire, they started a Jewish syndicate consisting of traders and priests, or, in other words, a Jewish syndicate of Baniyas and Brahmins. The Tantric become priests, and they become the door to salvation, Magfirat, or, in other words, Moksha. From the traditional concept of brotherhood, kinship clan tribes through respective Kuldevam, due to Hammurabi, who introduced a new idea of cosmopolitan city based on the idea where Mitra friends live together. From Kuldevam to Mitraism and the program called priests. This happened in the region of Mesopotamia. In the Matrix movie, if you have followed the program called Smith, Agent Smith, you can call Agent Smith for a program called Brahmins. Now in India, we have Kuldevam, Mitraism, and Jewish syndicates of traders and priests. Mitraism is anti-Asivagam, and Mitraism is against the concept of brotherhood through Kuldevam. Jewish syndicate Tantric turned Brahmins hijacked all the Kuldevam of India. Mitraism, started by astrayed groups from the Sivan bloodline, created the virus called priests. Later, this virus called priests became the backbone of the Jewish syndicate. Conflict between Mitraism and Jewish syndicates has been going on for ages. During the EVR-Periyar timeline, we witnessed the conflict over the idea of creating Dravidian Nadu. How the Jewish syndicate introduced Ambedkar and reservation for 10 years and flopped the idea of Dravidian Nadu, which was introduced by the Mitraism syndicate. Ideologies like Mitraism and Jewish syndicates are totally unwanted in South India. Both Mitraism and Jewish syndicate ideologies are coming from the Mesopotamia region. South Indian ideology is based on Kuldevam, Asivagam, and the Pandya Sangam. Siddha mode of administration through their respective Kuldevam, under the leadership of the Pandyans. The Pandya can be called the keeper of the old world order. The old system of administration was through Kuldevam. Now, coming back to the topic, is it shriek to stand behind your priests at your place of worship? All priestly class religious organizations, whether it be Brahmanism or Abrahamic religion, all fall under the category of Jewish. They are all following the ideology of the Jewish syndicate.
Thank you.